In ancient time, a crow king lived with his family in a jungle. The crow king lived a royal life as any other king lives. He enjoyed the power of administering his own subjects, and he had a big powerful army of loyal soldiers. One day, the royal crow couple who were on joy flight happened to pass above the palace of Varanasi king. A strong smell of delicious food fetched them inside the premises. A number of servants were busy serving different delicious food in big plates. The striking colors and sweet aroma of delicious food made the king and the queen crow's eyes pop out. Their mouths watered. "I wish we too could get such delicious food," sighed the king crow, "but I know we can't." The crow king was watching the fried fishes with much temptation and despair. But the crow queen was not a person who gave up so easily. She said, "Dear, we must consult our wise general and take the help of our brave soldiers in this matter." The crow king liked her suggestion, and both of them returned to their kingdom. Next day early in the morning, the crow king summoned his military commander. The commander at once appeared in front of his king. The crow king said, "Yesterday I passed by the palace of Varanasi king and came across the delicious food which were being served for the king. The food was absolutely tempting. We wanted to eat the royal food, but we could not do so." The loyal commander could not bear the despair in his king's voice, and interrupted, "Of course you will enjoy the royal food, Your Majesty. It's your commander's promise." Saying so, the crow commander returned to his place and called 8 of his brave soldiers. After briefing them, he began his flight towards the palace with them. On reaching the palace, the crows explored the kitchen where the cook was busy preparing food for the king's afternoon meal. All of them sat on the terrace, from where they could easily keep a track of cook's movement. The commander then said, "Brave soldiers, we must not forget that we are in our enemy's territory, and they are extremely powerful. Here nobody will come to serve food for us, but we have to snatch it for our beloved king. So we must act according to our attack plan, and that too very bravely and cautiously." After briefing his soldiers with the clever plan, the commander crow and his soldiers began waiting for the appropriate moment to arrive. After a little time, the cook came out of the kitchen, holding a big served plate in his hand. The plate was filled with a variety of food. The cook stepped towards the block where the king lived. The cook was totally unaware of those odd invaders who were impatiently waiting for him. The commander signaled his soldiers for alert, and then himself swooped down with great speed towards the cook and passed, touching the cook's face with such a great speed that it terrified the cook. In his anxiety, the grip on the served plate loosened, and it banged on the floor, scattering everything on the ground, thus making the long hours of cook's labor futile. The whole outcome enraged the cook badly. He ran after the commander crow to catch. The king's guards too ran to seize the culprit. Meanwhile, the waiting 8 crows swooped down efficiently. Each of them picked up different food items in their beaks as per their plan and flew back to their safety. Since the brave commander crow's attack fetched all attention, all the people standing there ran to catch him. The brave crow ensured that he should keep them away for sufficient time to allow his fellow soldiers to accomplish their task. However, the commander crow knew that he could not escape from them. So when he saw that his friends had fulfilled their task, he surrendered. The cook grabbed the commander crow and screamed angrily, "You rascal! You destroyed my long hours' labor. You must get severe punishment for your fault." Holding the commander crow in his hand and stamping his feet in anger, the cook rushed to the king. "Your Majesty," the cook pleaded with the king as soon as he reached there, "I have brought a big culprit. He must get a severe punishment for his fault. Hearing him, the king asked, "Who is he and what has he done?" "This is the culprit, your majesty." The cook raised his hand in which he had seized the crow. The king laughed to see the crow. "Very strange culprit you have brought, royal cook," the king quipped. "However, what's his fault?" "Your majesty, please do not consider him an ordinary crow. He attacked on me when I was bringing food for you. The attack resulted in the fall of food plate. He did everything just to feed his friends waiting for that moment. He must get punishment," pleaded the cook, who was still angry. "The matter is indeed serious," murmured the king. Then he addressed the crow. "Are the charges on you right, Mr. Crow?" "Yes, your majesty. I am guilty and deserve punishment for my aggression, but whatever I did for my king. And I believe that every commander has solemn duty to fulfill the desire or wish of his king. I believe that I have not done anything wrong. I've done just my duty. However, I am your defaulter and you have every right to punish me." The king was very much surprised to hear him and asked, "What was the wish of your king?" "Your majesty, our king wanted to eat your delicious food. So I and my soldiers came here to fulfill his wish," said the crow. "I am happy that I fulfilled my king's wish, even if it is going to cost me my life." The brave crow commander's loyalty touched the king. He said, "O brave crow, your loyalty and dutifulness is indeed applaudable. You don't deserve punishment but a reward. And your reward is that I am freeing you." The commander crow was freed and he happily flew back to his kingdom. So friends, thank you for watching and please subscribe.